Hello and good morning. Welcome to Watercolor Wednesday. Today I'm going to be painting some winter and Christmas greenery and leaves. I'm also going to be painting a Star of Bethlehem flower, which I'm really excited about. I actually had them in my bouquet for my wedding. I got married in December, so 9 years ago. And also my baby refused to take a nap. Right when I was about to start this live, he started crying. So now he's just playing in the room with me. So if you hear him just jabbering, that's what that is. He's a good boy, but he just didn't want a nap right now. Okay, to start out, I'm going to be painting just a simple winter sprig. And honestly, the thing that makes it winter is the color. So I'm going to be using Perylene green, which is a very dark green. He is feeling so chatty today. So we've got this stem here, and I'm curving it slightly because I just like the way that looks. It looks a little more natural when it's curved. And then just these simple little sprigs out from here. Pretty simple. And you can always add more. You don't have to have it totally even on both sides. Okay, the next thing is just a basic leaf, and this is another thing. Let me show you what I mean. So if I'm using a bright, bold green, it feels very summery or spring, just very bright and bold. And then to dull it down and make it look more wintry, I'm using, it doesn't matter what green, this is sap green. Mixing in a little bit of red. This is, what color is this? Deep scarlet, I believe. So just a little touch of that to get it more muted so it's not as vibrant. And then I'm going to add in a little bit of blue. And then just a little bit of water too. So this just tones everything down. Maybe a little more blue. This is Prussian blue that I'm adding in. A bit more water. Let me try this again. I think I could even go lighter than this. So I'm going to add in even more water. There we go. That feels a little more wintry. So same leaf shape, but you just change up the color and it feels a little more wintry. If you want it to feel even more so, you could use just a little bit of blue and a little bit of green and a lot of water. And so you have a very icy blue color. I'm painting on Arches cold press paper, by the way, and using a size 6 round brush. Okay, the next thing I'm going to paint is similar to this, but we're going to make it a little more full and fun. So I'm going to start with a brown color. This is raw umber violet, but any brown will work. You could even mix your own brown with green and red. And we're going to start with a stem. And then we're going to have fun with this by just kind of scribbling. I like to start at the bottom. And I just kind of bring my brush back and forth. You can always go in and darken some areas if you want to. That's kind of fun. You could also do the same thing, but add in some berries. So start with the stem, and then next to the stem is where we're going to add the berries. I'm going to choose red, even though you could use any color. This is a fun time to play with like metallics too. And I don't know if many of these are very true to nature, but that's the beauty about painting, is you get to just have creative liberty. Okay, so now I've got my stems, or my berries here. So I'm going to do this again, but I'm going to be careful around those berries so they don't bleed through. You could also wait until the berries are totally dry, and then you won't have that problem. And then what I like to do is go back in and just kind of add a darker little stem here. You'll want to wait till the green is all the way dry before you do that, but I'm going fast because my kid's not taking a nap. So you can kind of see that. And if the green had been dry first, the brown would have been more defined. Okay, the next one I'm going to do is eucalyptus. And this is something that I just use in a lot of flower arrangements this time of year, so that's why I'm deeming it winter. You okay, baby? What you doing? Okay, he's fine. All right, and for this one, you're going to use the side of your brush and just kind of work your way down the stem. They're a bit smaller at the top, and I kind of went crazy there, so. Toward the bottom there, a little bit bigger. And all of these things you can kind of combine and add together to create your own little clusters and little groups of things. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is the Star of Bethlehem flower. And this one is really fun. Oh dear. My baby pushed the vacuum. Hold on. All right, so Star of Bethlehem, and I'm going to be using a really light blue because the main flowers are white, kind of a bluish green, and it's a set of white flowers across the top, and then there's a little bit of a green moment happening up here too, so we'll get there, but just to kind of explain what I'm doing. So there are 6 petals on each of these, and they are pointed like this. And I'm I'm just kind of not filling in the petal all the way. I'm leaving a little bit of white space here just to give that illusion. If you're just joining, my baby usually takes a nap during Watercolor Wednesday, but he was not having it today. So if you hear him chatting and playing in the background, that's what that is. Okay, so I've got 4 here. I'm gonna do one more kind of facing away. Okay, so we've got a little cluster of white flowers here. And then we need to mix our green. So I'm going to use a little bit of red and then a lot of yellow and a lot of blue. I could have just used one of my greens here too, but I felt like mixing my own. Okay, so now it does have one larger stem in the center. And then up here, it's got this little green thing up at the top. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now I want to make sure that these flowers are totally dry before I add the next detail. This one looks like it's not dry, but the rest of them look pretty dry, so we're going to move on. They have these little stamen, and I'm not going to go crazy with them, but I do want to add a couple. They are one per petal, but I'm just going to do a couple just so we get the idea of them. Can hear my child getting into something. See, this one wasn't totally dry yet, so my green is bleeding. So I'm just going to, I don't have a paper towel on me, so I'm just going to grab it with my finger and then let it dry. And while this dries, before I move on there, the very center is black. You can mix your own black, you can use a dark blue. I'm going to use a combination. I'm going to use this ivory black that I have. It's not a very rich black, but it is pretty dark. And I'm going to add this neutral tint to it. I love these flowers, they're so pretty. And then with Perylene Green, I'm just gonna go in and add a little bit of depth here. But I love that these are more available in the winter, and it's called Star of Bethlehem. How fun is that? So you could do like a little bouquet of these. And if you were to do a little bouquet, you could do a lot of white and not as many stems toward the bottom, but then you'd still have these little mounds. So just something to think about there. Okay, so there's Star of Bethlehem. I think I'll do one more because baby boy is still happy. You know how it is with babies. Maybe you don't, but 1 minute they're happy and oh dear. Oh no. He's pulled the garland off of the Christmas tree. That is what it is. I'll fix it in a minute. Luckily, nothing is breakable on the tree. But I am going to end the video as soon as I'm finished with this. So if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Oh, and I forgot to tell you about my workshop next week. So next week I'm going to be doing a virtual watercolor workshop. This is awesome because we can all get together, even in all different parts of the world. And we're going to be painting a poinsettia bouquet. And it's going to be really fun. I have a traceable PDF, so you'll print it out and then trace it onto your watercolor paper. And then that's all you need to do. And then just show up and I'll teach you how to color it in and add the details and everything. It's going to be a lot of fun. So make sure to sign up for that. And I have a link down in the description box below. You can hear him just destroying the tree. Oh dear. Maybe I'll post a picture of his mess he made. All right, and there you have it. I will see you next week. For next week's Watercolor Wednesday, we're going to be painting a winter snowy landscape. So I'm really excited about that. And I'll see you guys later. Oh dear. Okay, bye.